Hey guys, thanks for watching. Welcome to Ernest Cole Fishing. I am the bass man Ernest Cole, and today I'm going to show you guys how to pre-fish, or more specifically I'm going to show you guys my process for when I'm pre-fishing for a tournament. I've got a tournament here in about a week, and I'm out here on the lake trying to kind of get familiar with the area and the lake, and try to kind of maybe establish a pattern. So here we go. Okay guys, the first thing that I do when I'm trying to establish a pattern on a lake for, whether I'm fishing a tournament or if it's a lake that I've never been to before, the first thing I'm going to do is, there's a lot of stuff I'm going to do even before I get there. First off, I'm going to plan my trip, figure out what what ramp that I'm going to put in on, but then I'm going to do a lot of web-based stuff. And what I mean by that is I'm going to kind of look at the local tournaments in the area, see if anybody's posted any weights, maybe any baits that I can see off any pictures. And sometimes I will actually reach out to those guys and say, hey man, can you kind of give me some tips? You got to be careful with that, because some people, unfortunately, in fishing, they'll lie to you. So you kind of got to take all that with a grain of salt and kind of, figure it out. Okay guys, after I've checked social media, whether it be Facebook or Instagram, or sometimes you can search YouTube and maybe find where somebody's posted some catches and maybe give you some tips on the lake that you're at. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my computer and I'm going to pull up either, Google Earth is a good resource to look at as far as, getting familiar with the lake. A lot of times it will show you, if you download, I think it's the Google Earth, I think you can download that. It kind of gives you a timeline, and sometimes you can see different levels of the lake, maybe from the fall and the winter to the summer, if you're on a lake that they will draw down or raise up in the summer and winter. That's a good resource. Of course, I'm going to look at my unit here. If it's got the lake on it. I run Humminbird units, and I run a Lake Master chip on my unit. Don't have a big fancy unit, as you can see, but I do love the mapping option. Now, the lake that I'm at today is Bay Springs Lake. It is not on Lake Master for whatever reason. I can get the waterway below it and above it, but Bay Springs Lake, for whatever reason, is not on Lake Master. And when that happens, I will actually, some of you guys who fish normally will see this, but Navionics, I don't run a Navionics chip, I don't have that. Typically Lowrance units, Lowrance guys or Navionics. Navionics has a iPhone app, and what I will do if I'm on lakes that, I don't have a chip for, or it's not covered in Lake Master, what I'll do is I'll go to Navionics, and I don't know how good you can see this on there, but it's got my lake contours. A lot of times it'll have some marked places on there. So Lake Master and Navionics are great resources. And also with Navionics, if you go to the Navionics webpage, they've actually got a web app to where you can look at lake levels, on your computer. I use that a lot as well. Another good resource that some of you may or may not know of is Fishity. If you go to the Fishity app, a lot of people will enter their catches in here, and sometimes you can go there and at least check out. It's kind of like a bragging board, more or less. People can say, hey, I caught it here, there's a stump here, maybe a road bed. That's a great resource as well. So that's a couple of things that I'll do beforehand to kind of get me ready to go out on the water. So let's get out on the water. I've got a few places marked that I'm going to try out, so let's see if that pays off. Alright. Alright, first fish. Alright, that's two. Guys, one of the most important things when you're pre-fishing for a tournament is don't burn your hole. And when I say that, you know, that's a mistake that a lot of anglers do. Let me put this back. Is they'll get up on a hole or spot or whatever, and they'll catch a couple, and they'll just keep catching them, and they'll wear it out. Especially if you pre-fish the day before the tournament. I've been guilty of it myself, as I'll get in an area, I'll try to find a pattern or what they're biting on, and I'll just keep catching them because it's fun. You know, you get in a habit. It's kind of like a drug. You know, you just want to keep catching them, and then you come back on tournament day and you can't buy a bite. So right there, I'm fishing a road bed right now, and I just caught two fish off a drop shot. What I would love to do right now is to stay here and keep catching fish, but I've got a tournament. It's a week away, but I still don't want to burn the hole. So what I'm going to do right now is analyze what kind of structure it was, what the bait was, you know, how did it hit it, and then I'm going to go and try to another area of the lake and see if I can replicate that. And if you can, that's the beginnings of a good pattern. So let me go try to find another spot like this and see if we can't replicate this. Nice little spotted bass right there. Chunky, chunky. Think I might have figured something out. Alright guys, as you can see, I found a pattern with that road bed. There was a cut in the middle where the creek come through, and that was a good pattern. I caught two fish on that first spot, and I went to another area of the lake, and I think the key was to finding where the creek run through. Both were similar in that, you know, that of course one they had a creek, and this time of the year I think what's happening is those fish are getting in those little cuts and creeks, and they're staging for pre-spawn. Those fish I caught, they were pretty chunky, so they were eating and they were getting ready for the spawn. Water temperature right now is 50 degrees. It has varied from 50 to 52 depending on which area of the lake that I have been in today. But I think I have established a pattern for next week. Stay tuned. I'm going to be filming that tournament, and hopefully I'll be putting that out within, you know, a very short amount of time. But found two areas very similar. I used the same baits. It was a drop shot on both of those, and I caught I caught three fish today. Looked for some other areas to try to replicate that as well. So hopefully come tournament day, confidence is high that I can go back and maybe recreate that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this has kind of give you guys maybe kind of a guideline to to when you guys go out and pre-fish. I'm gonna get out of here, go give you some eat. Click right up here for the last video that I done, and click over here and here to subscribe or for more videos. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Ernest Cole. I am the Bass Man, and we'll see you guys down the road.